Hi guys, so I'm out in the tent. I took today off and tomorrow. Tomorrow's my anniversary and I don't know why I took it off because I'll be by myself. Well, not by myself because my kids are off of school. So that's why I am out in the tent because they kind of take over my whole house. My yard sometimes is a little noisy. There's critters, neighborhood rooster. There's a birdhouse and this little mama bird, like she had a nest in there. And then every time somebody goes and feeds the birds, whether it be like the mom or dad or whatever, and then the birds just go I don't know. Anyway, and it's during the day, so it's kind of busy. But my kids don't allow me to do recorded videos like this very well. I'm working on getting one in the basement, like a room in the basement. So that would be good. That'd be my own space. I like being out here though, but usually not so much during the day just because it's so noisy, but like for readings and stuff. But we'll see. Alright, so we are just gonna see what the universe, what spirit, our guides, ancestors, whoever that, what you call that special feeling inside you is, has a message for us. Okay? Rooster is noisy. Alright. First card is always what our energy is now. And then I will take, I had too many out, I didn't want that. And I will take like a picture of the cards once they're all together too, so that way you can kind of watch them. Okay, so we got Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And if you've watched me for a while, you know this is my card of kind of having that higher perspective, whether through experience, resources, knowledge, whatever. This is, it's kind of like a magician card in a way to me. It's kind of like you have a new opportunity and it could be something that could be prosperous, but it's also something that you kind of have a higher perspective. That's why it's there. You've been through some stuff or you've learned some things. You have an inner knowing, that type of thing. So I don't know why that I do that, but that's what I do for that card. Okay, second card is what we need to work on. And this is the Star. So maybe it's hope. Maybe we need to kind of work on our hope and our understanding of, that our wishful thinking. Okay? And then what we have around us, we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, sometimes Five of Pentacles can be, it can be charity, but it can, because sometimes when you look at the Rider-Waite card, it looks, sad and depressing. And the woman's with this child and they're poor and they're outside of this building and of somebody who's warm and it's wintertime. But also it can be being charitable. It can be either somebody's being charitable to you or you're being charitable in different forms. It can also be a feeling of lack too, but this is something we have around us, so I'm going to use that as that. Too many cards. Okay, and so my last card is kind of like outcome, but it also could be like possibilities, whatever. Oh, well, that's so we have, all right, the Two of Swords as our outcome. Okay, so maybe we have choices, or there's we have the ability to choose a choice. Okay, so I'm going to do another row at the bottom. Oh boy, I have kids yelling. Of course. And so with the Ace of Pentacles, we have Judgment. Judgment to me, it's like, if you look at Judgment and you see, they're all rising, right? So it's like an awakening. And it's like a knowing, like you are, you're aware of what's happening, right? A lot of Pluto energy in there. This is either it's a sudden knowing or a knowledge or a change. It's something that kind of shocks you at the core. Not like Tower shocks you at the core, but it's more of like your eyes are open, It's like being reborn in a way. So with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like this is, we're at this aspect where we have a higher perspective, and that higher perspective is either result of or it's part of this judgment moment, this awakening moment, this rebirth, this coming alive. Okay, so with the Star, what we need to work on is death. Maybe it's having hope in changes, maybe being able to handle change, right? a hopeful change. Okay. So a Tower card trying to poke out of there. I don't fear them anymore. Okay, so with the 8 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, this is somebody who is working on their masterpiece. It's you're crafting, working on your craft, right? And you're working with others a lot of times, but it's something that others can appreciate. It's something that, like, if you see the Rider-Waite card, there's this big tapestry, and it's something that others are appreciating. They're seeing it and collaborating with you, maybe. Okay, so that's what we have in our what we have available. Okay. All right. So, So with the 2 of Swords, we have Page of Cups. Okay. Okay. So Page of Cups, that is sometimes it can be like a page is bringing you a cup of something, right? They're bringing you either an insight, an emotional learning of some sort, or it's a message of love, or it's you're bringing a message of love to somebody. So and it doesn't have to be like love. It can be like, you know, an understanding of you know, what that is. Okay, top of the deck we got the Empress. And the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords. Get out of your head. Right? Alright, so. Yeah, so this is what I feel like. Okay, I feel like this is saying that there is, and I'll take a picture of this while I'm talking, but I feel like this is definitely like a new beginning that could be, you know, kind of start us on this journey that we're meant to be in this place with the Ace of Pentacles and Judgment. And what we need to work on is really keeping that hope and understanding, and realizing that this process of taking you know, the good with the bad, but like the future, you know, not looking for the outcome to be guaranteed, but having hope that it's there, you know, like that our best is out. This change, which is in the Death card, is you know, transforming for the better. We're in there for the better. And with the 5 of Pentacles mixed with the 3 of Pentacles, which creates an 8 of Pentacles, which is also honing your craft. That's, you're working hard, and it's, you're going to have progress with that. And I feel like, you know, with that charity of the 5 of Pentacles, and you have the 3 of Pentacles, which is you know, also working on your masterpiece, and you have people that are appreciating that. Maybe there is something where people are kind of helping you with that. So that's what we have to work on. And then the 2 of Swords, I kind of feel like this is more like there's another way. You know what I mean? It says there's 2 swords, but if you look, there's a third way that's in between, right? It's going against the grain, doing your own thing. And I think with the Page of Cups, this is like an insight from Spirit. It's something that like spark within you that helps you make that decision, right? Because we think there's only one way or another, when really, you know, there's countless possibilities. We just have to figure out, you know, what works best for us. And I feel like that's what the Page of Cups is. So I'm going to pull a Herbal Astrology Oracle, because I want to. Neighborhood crows are crowing. That's what they do. Rishi. Alright, so Rishi is like, I don't know. For me, this is like my message from the guides for me. It's a signal for me. But it is a lot about retreat. It's about getting back into self. Or at least that's what it means to me. It's Rishi is a very sacred mushroom. And, you know, they would cultivate that because it's good for your mind, right? So, and I feel like that's what it is, you know. We're needing to get back to where we can kind of tap into self. And it's number 27. One more card. Or, you know, maybe 50. There's some baby birds again. Oh, I thought those came out. St. John's wort. Radiance. You are radiant right now. And this is the sun. It's a number 2. I think she's naked. I better not show her too much. Alright. I'm going to do... Liminal Forrest Oracle, because I love that deck. Okay, Safe Harbor. Okay. I feel like it's the same, that we're protected, you know, on this journey. I feel like this journey, you know, with the thing we need to work on being the star and death, it's like a fear of change, right? But we have to understand that in order to get to where we want to be, we need to accept that change and be hopeful about that change. Look at it from, you know, a higher perspective. So let's do one more. And then I think I might do a Goddess Oracle. Maybe, but okay. I don't, okay, that's it. We're not doing Liminal Forrest Oracle anymore. That one's done. That one is done for now. My noisy tent. Ooh, I can't ever say that right. Is it Excel? I like this one. It's one of my favorite cards. But she is, I believe, I have to look at the deck, the book, but I believe she is the Mayan creator goddess. I love this card. Anyway, it's a good card. Number 74, maybe those numbers mean something to you. 10 plus 4 is 11, so maybe 11 means something to you. Be gentle with yourself as you experience the ups and downs of the healing process. Right? With the star and death. Okay. Alright. Now, I don't do like the whole thing because I don't know, my brain doesn't let me do that, but maybe I will. It says, as a Mayan goddess of healing, medicine, water, and weather, the moon and the arts, Ixchel is said to have watched over creation of humanity. Cars. And her names translate as Lady Rainbow, and she fulfilled her role as fertility goddess by sending rain to the earth and to aid the crops. She wears a serpent in her hair, symbolizing her healing ability and wisdom. In Mayan culture, snakes are revered and seen as powerful symbols of fertility. I'm waiting for cars. Renewal and rebirth. Oh, the death card. I'm sorry. I love it when it does that. That's crazy. Okay. As a moon goddess, Ixchel is often depicted as either of the 3 aspects of the goddess, maiden, mother, or crone, to represent the moon's changing phases. In some representations of Ixchel, she is depicted as an evil crone with many shadow aspects, an acknowledgement of the dark side of the feminine. And her message goes, embark on a healing journey because you deserve it, not because you are broken and need fixing. You are not healing to become a better version of yourself, but rather to love the parts of you that you sometimes don't deserve, you don't deem deserving of loving. But rather to love the parts of you that you sometimes don't deem deserving of love. Healing occurs in an upward spiral pattern through 3 stages: blockage, integration, and flow. It may seem counterintuitive, but when you have experienced a phase of spiritual awakening, you can experience a period of feeling heavy afterwards. Anything within you that no longer fits the new vibration must be released. This change then sparks an integration phase that allows for flow and room for more energy to surface. Healing is not all positively rainbows and rays of sunshine. Well, we do have, radiance. But, okay, where am I at? Healing is not all positivity, rainbows, and rays of sunshine. Leveling up can lead to a deepening of the ebbs and flows you experience. Healing to feel only happiness and pleasure is not attainable. It does not mean that you no longer feel heavy emotions. Instead, it makes you feel better at feeling. I love that. It makes you better at feeling. It doesn't take away your problems. It helps give you the ability to solve them with resilience and a clear mind. Yes, yes, yes. Instead of taking away the darkness, you will learn to no longer be afraid of the dark. See? No longer being afraid of change. Okay. Ultimately, you will enjoy happiness and lightness when it occurs and appreciate the contrast offered. Satisfaction is not to be clung to. It is to be enjoyed in this moment while it lasts, and with a sense of peace that comes from leaning into life cycles. I love that. That was freaking awesome, dude. Freaking awesome. But all right, that's the message I have for today. I honestly feel that's what it is. I feel like we're at this moment, you know, and I kind of feel like collectively we're all kind of like in this spot where we're like, you know, we have this opportunity, and you know, we're kind of getting away from those narratives where we're like, oh well, you know, it has to be all love and light, and you know, I'm healed now. It's a continuous process, right? So and there's nothing that says that we have to go one way or another. Our healing process is distinctive to us, right? It's distinctive to how we heal and what parts of us we need to recapture, right? And maybe that's another part of the Page of Cups. It's a part of our creativity, our divinity that we're exploring again. All right, thank you very much. Have a good day.